Hey everyone, it's Tell True Sports Radio. Your host, Ron Fitch. I'm going to tell you the truth about the national championship. Um, it was a good game for a half, and then Connecticut got turned up. I use the hip hop term. Um, it was going Purdue's way. The pace was pretty good. Edie hits a 9-foot hook shot in the lane. He was eating early, and it's 23-21, and he's playing well. They have the lead, and the way the game was played, I was like, uh-oh, this could be really good. Purdue's playing. They're playing with confidence. And they play good all the way. And it was 30-25 for Connecticut. And I was thinking about how good Purdue's playing. I'm looking at the score. I'm thinking, okay, they're down 5, though. That's not good. And then you could tell, and this is what the brilliance of Danny Hurley. He upped the pace. They ran their motion. Even though Cleveland had trouble with Edie early, he got used to his rhythm and played him more physical. Samson Johnson had got in foul trouble early, used his quickness for alley oops, and he was a factor. But they they were quicker, and that was the theme of this whole game. Connecticut was quicker, and they are super duper disciplined. Purdue had all types of trouble scoring. It was 36-30, and Purdue played good. They're down 6, and then it just didn't go well in the second half because of how great Newton played. 20 points, 6 of 6 free throws, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Castle 15 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He was the best player on the court for the Final Four because he shut down Braden Smith, guarded the heck out of him. Braden Smith, even the open, she was so haggard by his defense. Even when he was open, he's out of his rhythm and was missing open shots. And this was, you talking about team effort. Even Caravan played good defense, gave you 6 rebounds, didn't score a lot, hit a big three. The guy who hurt Purdue in the first half was Diarra with a big time 3-point shot, made some nice shots, and they ran their sets to a T. A couple of backdoor plays. Castle threw a brilliant backdoor to Diarra. Castle was playing like he was a senior, and he's the type of freshman that Hurley loves. These are the 5-star freshmen. You want 5-star freshmen, you want this kind of guy that's selfless. And the NBA scouts recognize how much greater he's going to be in the NBA when he gets the ball a little more. But he was a perfect teammate for this team. And Samson Johnson had a couple alley oop dunks, played pretty good. Um, but Spencer gave you energy, defense, 11 points, 8 rebounds. He was fantastic. But Cleveland, even though he had 11 points, got in foul trouble, battled the heck out of Edie, and that wore Edie out because Purdue had nothing. Purdue, once Jones got in foul trouble, he couldn't give you nothing. Smith is being harassed by Castle. The key to all the Purdue wins is Lawyer. He had 0 points. And Purdue had 1 3-pointer made. Not in this era, not even in the 80s. You could do that. I like how Connecticut played. And even when the pressure got tight and Purdue really came after them, Connecticut ran their sets. They stayed in rhythm. They run their, and what they could do, they could run. They're a very good fast breaking team, terrific fast breaking team, but they could also adjust and run. And when they get the lead, they can run the clock down to between 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're getting a good shot. They're not rushing, taking a crazy hero ball shot. They're running their offense all the way down to the shot clock goes down, and they're getting good looks. They're getting wide open threes. They're getting layups at the end. And what they did, what hurt Purdue was the offensive rebound that Connecticut got in the second chance points. And Purdue tried, it weren't lazy not boxing out, but Connecticut was quicker. So they got to the ball quicker, and Edie got a little tired. So they were able to get inside, get a couple more extra offensive rebounds, and they turned into 3-point shots. They turned to points. And that's how the lead ballooned up to 18 points. And congratulations to Connecticut. I do believe that the Connecticut Huskies back-to-back margin over 20 points, one of the all-time great teams. Can they beat Florida? I'm not sure. The back-to-back Florida teams, 04, 05, I believe. The Duke teams, they're in the mix. I don't think, as much as I hate Duke, I don't think they would be able to beat Duke. I don't think they'd beat Georgetown or UNLV, but they're way up there. And what happens is the way Hurley plays, they're going to win more championships. He's got a John Wooden-like discipline to his schemes offensively and defensively. It's purely the team concept with the individuals being able to be able to do what they have to do individually. And it's the team's concept without them being mechanical. It's a beautiful mix. And that's what I love about Dan Hurley, because his father, they were more mechanical in St. Anthony's High School, and they had to be, because he didn't have the super duper great athletes, so he had to coach the heck out of them, and he was the all-time greatest coach in sports. But Danny Hurley took that, and you see some of the St. Anthony concepts of his father, but with Danny Hurley's kind of flavor, where they're allowed to freelance a little bit to break they're allowed to freelance a little bit where they could score and show some individuality inside the team concept. And he was like that way. He was at St. Benedict's, Wagner, Rhode Island. I believe he was at Rhode Island, and now Connecticut. So he took his father's style, his father's style, mixed it. It's a beautiful mix. And man, they're rolling. And now that Cooper Flagg, my guy, and I'm going to post my interview with him, my next show, he's decommitting from Duke. The rumors is Connecticut. He'd come in perfect superstar teammate, just like Castle. But this guy, I mean, he's one and done, and he's next level. So I think Hurley will add him as the primary scorer while implement him into the UConn way. It's just beautiful. I loved how they played. My team that I always root for is Georgetown, so I hope Ed Cooley, I heard some good things about him. They could get somewhat up to Connecticut's level and be good, but I like watching UConn, man. I always admired Hurley as a coach. And they all play well. Klingland's going to be a good pro. You get him in the right system, he could be like a Marcus Camby type of guy that'll get you points inside, that'll protect that rim fiercely. That'll get the offensive rebounds. He'll be that, and maybe he'll learn the couple offensive movements. He's good for today's game. And kudos to Purdue, because they had a great year. They suffered some terrible losses in the tournament in the first round, and they stuck with it. Matt Painter did a great job coaching. They went as far as they could, and Edey got better. Because at first I see he's too mechanical and clumsy looking, but he got that right shoulder hook shot down pat, the little left-handed spin up to the basket, a little off the glass, kiss off the glass. We could go left. If you force him to his right, he could pivot to his left with his left hand. He's good rolling to the basket for alley-oops. He's gotten a little more athletic. I don't know. I'm taking a flyer on him as a draft pick. I know Cleveland might get drafted higher because of how athletic and quick he is to getting to the basket. But if you're a middle of the road team and you need a center, listen, if he dropped down and my LA Lakers had a chance to get him, I would pick him up. I would pick him up, make him a center, and let him play alongside of Anthony Davis, who could pop out to the outside and play more of a perimeter game and inside. And that takes the pressure off him. He's a good shot blocker. He's a smart guy. He learned, his IQ got better. So I like his game. And I like Klingland's game. I like Edey. Well, they say, oh, big man, he's not going to make it back to the basket and do it. Yes, you can. Look at Joker. Look at Djokovic. He's slow and he's back to the basket. He's killing everybody in the NBA, and they're literally on the verge of repeating, and I'll get to that. I'm gonna do an NBA show, break that down in the future, but you could do it. You could play back to the basket without it messing your offense up and still have your dribble drive, high screen and roll offense. It could be done if you have the right coach. So I love his chances of being effective in the NBA because there's not a lot of big guys. So you don't have the Masons and Oakleys in there pushing him around. He'd be in trouble. But they don't have that. And he could be effective because of his height. And a lot of players don't know how to guard the bigs anymore. So he has a chance to be solid. But once again, kudos to UConn. I just want to celebrate their greatness. And listen, Cooper Flagg ends up in UConn and he goes get some recruits. I don't care how young they are. He'll have some veterans there. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to make another run for a three-peat.